Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, a classic review of Frostbite, and he did come with the Snowcat. And you're probably saying, how can you review Frostbite and not the Snowcat? Well, all in due time, or maybe if you're watching this later, you can just skip to it after this is over. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this. This is my original Frostbite. He has stayed in relatively good condition because I probably only played with him a lot in the snow. Hard to tell. Again, I have replaced the O-ring, so he is pretty nice and tight. This is not the original M16, which I absolutely love because for some odd reason, I twisted the magazine. I don't remember why. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy, look at the detail that is on him, and do all that wonderful stuff that we kind of talked about before. This was, again, essential, especially if you lived in the northern parts of the States or Canada or anywhere. In the South, I don't know. How did you guys accept this Snowcat? And again, this has been a big point of discussion. I mean, did you really like the Arctic Troopers? Not everyone did. We all had dirt, so dusty and stuff wasn't a problem. But when it came to Arctic Troopers, did you really care for them? I don't know. You can tell me. But anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, you've watched it for this long. I appreciate it. But if you haven't yet, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classic review. Alright, so here we are. We got a Frostbite out. You can see got the Snowcat over here. We got a polar bear. We got Arctic Snake Eyes, which is a kit bash / custom of mine, and obviously Snow Job. But we're looking at Frostbite here, and as I like to do, I always like to start off with the accessories. So we're going to start off with this M16 with this with this obnoxiously big sniper. Yes. Anyway, quickly looking at this, that thing is awesome. And again, I think this is probably more for looking forward, just in general. But when you look at it, they do make it look like so it's clamped onto it. You got your long stock here. It does have a trigger guard right there, and you got your magazine. Obviously, does not drop down, but you got your grip. The handle here, you can't really grab it. Nice barrel, and again, this is like a quintessential M16 that you would see in so many military movies. You remove that, and I mean, you have a perfect M16, and I think it would have been great if they would have done that, but they didn't. And I'm fine with that. So that actually came with this. There are more vehicle drivers that came with weapons than I guess I really thought of, or accessories, and he was one of them. So quickly, we'll take a look at it. And I'm glad that he's not all white, okay? So you have your white, your off-white, and obviously your black. But quickly, starting up at the top, he has his snow hat, which looks very furry. So it's meant to obviously keep him nice and warm. You got the goggles up top, and you can see the detail that was put into it. So that is all sculpted and molded right into it. Big bushy beard, which is probably good. You're in the Arctic, you want to stay as warm as possible, and beards do help keep their faces a little warm. You see the eyebrows there, you get your nice eyes, again just one dot, and then they hit the top, and then you can see how good the beard looks there, along with the nice lips and everything. You get down here at the top, you got some fur that's kind of on the jacket, and you can see the sweater that he's wearing underneath it. A nice strap going across here for the shoulder holster pistol. You can see the buckle. I love the buckles. Again, so much detail that you didn't really realize as a kid. There's your pocket. He did have some sort of insignia. I completely forgot what it is. I would assume it's probably the Snowcat, as it seems to be pretty close to the color right there. A little pouch right down here as you go right down the arm, and you can see the texture, just the way it's supposed to look. Actually, that's a strap that's going there. I wonder what that strap is actually for. Anyway, he's wearing mittens. All right. And look, there is a little trigger finger right there. So that's a lot of detail that I guess I never really noticed. You get the zipper going all the way down. But again, looking at here, same color that's on the hat and the same type of texture. So maybe it's some polar bear fur. Who knows? You get down to his belt buckle. It's got a nice little pouch right there. Not the belt buckle. The belt. You got a nice little pouch right there. just wraps all the way around. It's probably integrated into this. Well, maybe not. I guess it's just a regular belt because it actually goes up underneath, because you can see how the zipper starts there, goes all the way under. Looking across here, just the way it kind of sits. You got some pockets right there, and I like this. The pockets are actually go underneath his jacket. Then you get his winter pants, and then you get the boots, and these are gonna kind of go into it. You can see where the shoestrings are. All right, so all in all, wonderful looking figure. He does have the holes right there. As for his articulation, his head can look down, and it can look straight and side to side. He has a perfect T-pose like almost every O-ring. Swivels at the shoulders and gets a 90-degree elbow right there. O-ring inside so he can move around. Same with any O-ring. And again, no more Jean-Claude Van Damme when it comes to these. That's just for the 6-inch figure. But you want the L because you want to be able to sit them in here. And then you get the 90-degree knee bend. So all in all, a very, very, very nice looking figure. And then you're going to take the giant M16. And this one has, his hands are positioned enough. His thumb has been positioned enough. So there we go. Now I got him just kind of standing there perfectly. And as you can see, he serves his purpose. Serves his purpose as the Snowcat driver. Other Arctic, obviously he should be in charge of Arctic missions. The Snow Job was the main guy. But there you go. That is your Frostbite, a Real American Hero classic review. All right, so there you go. That is a look at my original Frostbite with a big giant, I'm sorry, not a giant M16, but an M16 with a giant scope. I absolutely love the scope. It's ridiculous, but absolutely awesome. But anyway, there you go. Tell me a story. Did you have the Snowcat? Did you live in the desert and you're like, I still loved snow, even though we didn't have it? But anyway, tell me if you had this guy. Maybe you got him from somewhere. Maybe you acquired him. Maybe you traded Snow Job for him because you had an extra Snow Job for some odd reason. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for watching, but make sure you stop and tell me a story. But before you do, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe Classic review. Now, don't go anywhere. You're like, hey, you know what? Have you done more? I have. Right up there, you're going to find one, and down here is going to be a playlist of all the classic reviews that I've done. Take care.